सबको नया साल मंगलमय हो और तुम लोग सभी लोग ऐसे खुश और निरोग रहो, यही हमारी शुभकामना है तुम लोग को। और आज जो क्लास है वो तुम्हारा कंडेंस और ड्राइड मिल्क जो कि जो बचा हुआ है कोर्सेस उसको पूरा करना है। और जहाँ तक मिड टर्म का सवाल है तो मिड टर्म जो है वो 12 जनवरी से लेके 22 जनवरी के बीच ही लेना है, पहले नहीं ले सकते। As per academic calendar, we have to arrange mid-term exam in between 12 January to 22 January only. So you decide the date and communicate to me, and I will accordingly make a question and take the exams as per the schedule. Within the schedule, I will try my level best to complete your midterm. तो इसको तुम पूरा करो। आज तो टॉपिक जो कि थोड़ा सा छूट गया था और बहुत लोग इसमें एब्सेंट हो गए थे, उसको मैं फिर से रिपीट कर रहा हूँ थोड़ा सा। तो इसके बाद मैं फिर इवेपोरेटेड मिल्क में चला जाऊंगा, क्योंकि वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस ऑलमोस्ट एवरी पैरामीटर्स ऑफ स्वीटेंड कंडेंस्ड मिल्क। सो वी विल नाउ again I will discuss about evaporated milk from the next week. So because some treatments is actually important, शेयर हो रहा है तुम लोग को? हाँ। Many of the treatment which has been also applied for manufacture of condensed milk. जैसे we go through the filtration, we have also go through centrifugation, we have already discussed standardization and forewarming in details, and how we can concentrate the milk we have already discussed. And another one is also one of the homogenization. It is also one of the process. So we have already go through this one, but once again because due to importance of these pre-treatments, you have to you will better understand why these processes are so important. So we have I have already told you that when milk comes from the udder of the cow, and then the milk is collected from the milk samitis, and from milk samitis they are sent to the small bulk milk chilling centers, and from there the milk is transported and sent to the dairy manufacturing plant or dairy plants. So where we are actually screen the milk on the basis of performing platform test. So after performing the platform test, just after receiving the milk, then we go for filtration. Why? Because there are so many foreign materials and visible dirts and other invisible foreign material, extraneous material, which are actually adhere with your fat, है ना? तो फैट के साथ adhere सटा रहता है, तो क्या करते हैं? That is why we have to remove. So either we definitely in home we are simply preheating the milk for 35 to 42 degrees centigrade, and you can remove just using the muslin cloth. But here you have to hand in huge amount of milk for manufacture of either sweetened condensed milk, evaporated milk, or dried milk powder. So to remove the formative, क्यों हमको जरूरी है निकालना? To improve the keeping quality of the product, to improve the, है ना, to improve or remove the invisible or मतलब toxic material or even extraneous material from the milk. If it will retain when milk is go for the any type of treatment, definitely we will overcome the microorganisms, but definitely we can not able to remove the extraneous material. Definitely they will actually reduce the keeping quality of the product. So there are different methods. One of the methods we are already discussed, that is centrifugation, that is clarifier. I have already discussed clarifier. So another one is also back to catch, that is actually manufactured by Alpha Level. And when you visit the plant, then back to catch method is actually followed, which is actually developed by Alpha Level. When you visit the different any plant of the country, leading dairy plant of the country, you will find that back to catch is actually installed there before processing the milk, either for the condensed milk or for the evaporated milk, or even for the sweetened condensed, even for the dry milk product. So filtration, when we see what are the advantages of this filtration, when we remove the milk from the clarifier, definitely we cannot remove the as much as required for improving the keeping quality of the condensed milk. So this is actually just Alpha Level जो back to catch है. Definitely it is a filter. It is a filter which is actually just made with the ceramics, and they are actually done before the pasteurization. Before pasteurization, they are actually done to remove the extraneous material, invisible dirt, or any other material which is adhere with your fat. Another one technique which is very much useful, we are actually advocating, but it is very much costly. That is why this is the microfiltration is generally not installed in Bihar dairy plants. So, but microfiltration, when we adopt, this is one of the membrane process by which we can actually remove the bacteria up to 99.6%. So this is without giving heat treatment. You can remove the bacterial number more than 99.6%. So this is the beauty of the microfiltration. And if we are interested, because this type of bacteria, if present in the milk, they create lot of defects, which is actually we are actually observed just after manufacture or during the storage of condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk, or dried milk products. When we adopt a microfiltration, no doubt cost of processing will be increased, but at the same time we can able to improve the shelf life more than 50%. Suppose अगर 6 दिन 15 दिन उसका shelf life है, so we can improve further 7.5 months at 8 degrees centigrade. So these are the beauty of microfiltration. When we see the advantage one by one, that is economical, because we are not advocating, we are not utilizing the steam in the case of microfiltration. So the cost is definitely economical. Or the beauty of microfiltration is that they are actually able to remove the spores also. Anna, if we go for filtration or back to catch process, we are not able to remove the spore forming bacteria like Bacillus cereus, Bacillus subtilis. So when we adopt the microfiltration, definitely we can reduce the significantly reduce the bacterial cereal. And they are not only this Bacillus cereus, you know that Bacillus cereus, what type of they are actually spreading the disease, the Bacillus cereus poisoning. That is very much actually have potential that you can, if milk is not free from Bacillus cereus, then Bacillus cereus poisoning may occur when you consume the product, either sweetened, it may be sweetened condensed milk or evaporated milk. So microfiltration also remove the Bacillus cereus level significantly. So we are actually improving the keeping quality, or you can also able to control the microbial quality of the product. उसके अलावा क्या है? When we getting the excellent quality low heat powder, then when for cheese making, or when we prepare the cheese, when go for microfiltration, generally in cheese making, we have to not discuss here, because in cheese classes we will discuss more about this one, what are the advantages of microfiltration, particularly with respect to the cheese making. So it will not only able to improve the keeping quality of the cheese powder, but also we can overcome the adverse effect of renewability and characteristics, that is not need to discuss more. Another one is that low heat powder having the extended shelf life. When we go for microfiltration, definitely we can improving the shelf life of the powder or condensed milk. So for under the centrifugation, generally three types of process is actually done in the dairy industry. One is skimming, that is the cream separator. You have already seen. I will send the video. I will send the pictorial presentation of different parts of the cream separators, and you will definitely you will write on your practical records. I will send it after the yeah, on the scheduled class of the printer. So these three are actually generally recommended or adopted for under the centrifugation. So we have already discussed clarification skimming. Now we have to discuss bacterifugation. Bacterifugation I have already told you in market milk class, but here because in condensed and dried milk, this is also one of the important prominent treatment for the manufacture of sweetened condensed milk or for the powder making. So you already know that Professor Simonard is actually the main role in developing this type of removes. You already know that we can remove the bacteria more than 99.9% by this method, because in bacteriophage you can also say it is a advanced clarifier with one inlet and another one outlet for the treated liquid. It has two nozzles. We have already discussed the different aspects of the bacterifugate. So they are actually also used in sweetened condensed in manufacture of sweetened condensed milk. Or when we see the beauty of the bacterifugation, definitely we can able to control we can able to remove the 90% of bacteria even in one process. When we use two bacteriophage process, we can in series two bacteriophages when we are in series, definitely we can remove the bacteria up to 99.9%. So this is the beauty of bacterifugation, and the related defects, microbial defects, we can definitely overcome when we employing the bacterifugation treatment in the manufacture of processing of condensed milk. So these are the beauty of bacterifugation, or it is generally used with the heat treatment, generally in the range of 55 to 65. So we are actually, or we can also here notice that the loss of nutrients, either in terms of nutritive value or loss in quantity, are also negligible when we bacterifugating the milk. So we can, the nutrients which is present in the milk may be minimum reduced when we adopt this type of process. And when we apply bacterifugation with two bacteriophages, then definitely we can able to remove the bacteria up to 99.9%. So we have what are the influences of centrifugation on the quality of condensed milk. So definitely after condensing of the milk, we can go for powder making. I have already told you that for condensing, we are generally in dairy plant, we go for Bombay reading test, and they are actually show the bulk density or density of the condensed milk. When the level of total solid is 41 or 42%, then we can then only we can actually uh, uh, we can say when we applied bacterification along with the heat treatment generally 55 to 60 degrees centigrade, then definitely we can go for the remaining process of the manufacture of either condensed milk or powder. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि अगर इसमें एक और ब्यूटी क्या है कि ये जो bacterification है definitely improve the shelf life. What is the reason behind that? Because they are actually removing 99.9% of the bacteria present in the milk without giving severe heat treatment. So we can retain the nutritiveness of the constituent of the milk, or we can, or at the same time we can also able to improve the shelf life of the milk powder. So similarly, it is also remove the, because I have already told that it is advanced type of clarifier, so it can able to remove slime, it can remove foreign material like catalyst, leukocytes, lipolytic bacteria, or enzymes. So these, when these are inactive or removed, then definitely we can able to increase the shelf life or keeping quality of the condensed milk, evaporated milk, or dried milk product. Similarly, we can improve the solubility of the powder when clarifier is applied at 35 to 40 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड, है ना. तो पाउडर की सॉल्युबिलिटी भी जो है उसको भी हम इससे improve कर सकते हैं, है ना. तो these are the beauty of the pre-treatments when we use bacteriophagocytosis as a treatment. We have already discussed the standardization. What is the purpose of standardization? Already discussed that we have to actually meet the legal standard of the finished product. Either you made for the Indian market, when you prepare the product for the overseas market or foreign market, or you have to export the product to the other country, then definitely you have to follow the standards of the Codex Alimentary Commission. While when we have the product have to send in India, then definitely you have to implement, you have to meet the specification laid down by the FSSAI. So definitely, accordingly, you can standardize the milk. Suppose, sir, I have already told you that in India, when you pasteurized milk can be sent having bacterial count 30,000 CFU per ml. But we cannot not sell that milk into the overseas market, where there must be zero bacterial count when we export or when we send the market in the overseas market. I am in class here. Okay. So definitely we can adjust. Definitely we can adjust the milk. Our milk or our any product can definitely meet the fat SNF specification, but we are lacking in the microbial antibiotics residue or pesticide residue or microbial aspect hazards. So we are not able to get this one. So Shraisen already discussed in details. Another one of the treatment for warming. Forewarming, that is already told you, that is conducted at 150 degrees centigrade to 18 degrees centigrade with no hold. And even it can be done either prior to concentration or after when you prepare for the powder making, then it may be before automation. It will be the term automation. We will more clear, get more clarity in powder making chapters. So these are the we have already discussed what are the advantages of forewarming. There क्या advantage forewarming का? Definitely we are go for pasteurization. Definitely, but forewarming actually remove the spores present in the milk. They inactivate the enzymes. So forewarming actually, they are also creating some antimicrobial compounds in the milk that actually help in improving the shelf life of the product. So these are different beauty of forewarming. We have already discussed in detail. So there is no need to discuss more this one. And already that we are getting the enzyme inactivation, pasteurization effect, or we can also reduce the running time of the evaporator. This is also one of the beauty of the pre-treatment forewarming. So we can reduce this one. Another one is another important aspects we have to discuss. We already discussed this all things that due to production of sulfide, when we heat the product, then definitely sulfide compounds are actually releasing, and they are actually helpful in improving the shelf life of the whole milk powder. These are the beauty of this one. Or they are also, you can hear the when you teach powder either by VP Singh or myself. You will also get 3 type category of powder: low heat powder, medium heat powder, and high heat powder. So they all depends upon the whey protein nitrogen index. So we will discuss later on. So the category, we are able to produce the powder on the basis of whey protein nitrogen index. So their suitability of that powder for the different dishes or different uses. Now comes into the heating often reduces the viscosity. This is already discussed. When we go for powder making, definitely we will go for the specific total solid concentration in the condensed milk. Then before automation, we have to. That is one of the very important aspects we have to discuss, that homogenization. है ना? Homogenization क्या करता है? We already discussed more, but what is the special aspect when we prepare the condensed milk or evaporated milk? So क्या करता है ये? When we go
homogenization,
when we go for homogenization, it serves to prevent creaming and coalescence, है ना? To serve as to prevent creaming and coalescence. दूसरा सबसे बड़ा बात क्या है? It should not too intensive. हम लोग homogenization कितना पे करेंगे? Generally we apply 2 type of, either here we can say total pressure should be 2500 psi. When we see the, say, in kg per centimeter square, then in first stage we are applying the pressure 140 to 175 kg per centimeter square, and in second stage we are applying the pressure of 35 kg per centimeter square, है ना? और इसका मेन पर्पस क्या है कि to get the uniform emulsion, fat emulsion, and reduce the fat separation during storage. अगर कुछ तो होगा ही, लेकिन मिनिमम होगा, है ना? Separation of fat is minimum. One of the defect we have already told you, that fat separation. So we can actually able to overcome this type of defect by applying homogenization. But we have to also keep also homogenization कितने पे करते हैं? 55 से 60, 60, 62 रहता है 60, है ना? Because all the fats must be in liquid state, so that the pressure can be applied on that, and milk fat may be reduce the fat to 2 micron or less, and all the fat will be almost in uniform size. So in order to get the weak curd, so in case of condensed milk, we can able to prepare soft curd, है ना? So these are the beauty of homogenization. Or when we apply severe heat, severe either giving the pressure or the heat treatment, definitely the quality of the heat stability of the milk will be affected. Or when we give higher pressure, definitely we can we will actually reduce the heat stability of the. We have already give you assignment that you have to write all the aspects, what are the factors which affect the heat stability, है ना? So these are the aspects we have to discuss today, because I will going to give you a lecture on another topic. So if you have any query, you can ask. हाँ, किसी को कुछ पूछना है? और ये देखो, हाँ, have you any query? You can ask. हाँ, Sanjeev. So far your exam is concerned, I have already decided you must communicate to your batchmates that midterm will be conducted as per the schedule given by the university. ठीक है।